What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, I want to thank everyone for the recent reception for my YouTube videos. I thank you all for the constant support. And before this video starts, make sure to hit that subscribe button because there is a high percentage of you guys not hitting that when you're watching my videos. So consider subscribing if you're enjoying the content you're watching. And now, before we even get started into this video, I am very, very tempted to put a spoiler warning here just because I feel like I figured out the ending of The Bad Batch. Now, I'm going to put a spoiler warning right now just in case you don't want to hear my theory on the ending of this show that I honestly feel like is going to happen. But if you want to continue, let's get right into it. Now, I have a couple points before my theory is announced, and I also have a couple of tweets made by some notable people that kind of insinuate the ending. I'm actually surprised these people made these tweets because obviously maybe I'm reading into it too much, or maybe it's in plain sight. Now, I want to kind of talk about Crosshair specifically right now. Crosshair has been a character who morally has always been ambiguous. And for the majority of this show, he's just been plain evil. Between the murder of civilians, fake killing a senator to turn the people against a specific group. And even in the Clone Wars, Crosshair has kind of been questionable about things. And as you see in earlier videos, which you can check out that video about Crosshair right now, I do predict that Crosshair will turn. And I feel like that's going to be a huge center point in the ending of the season. And in that video about Crosshair, I plainly say that the way in the episode where Hauser gives himself up, I do feel like something resonated with Crosshair, and that's why he didn't shoot him. And he's giving off some raising eyebrows to the Empire, and I honestly feel that he will turn. Now, based off this information, we're set up for the next episode for a great escape between Hunter and Crosshair, which I do theorize that Crosshair will break out Hunter and they will escape together. Now, we're heading into my theory for the next couple of episodes and how it'll end, but I want to read these two tweets before anything. The first tweet I'm going to be reading out is by Kiner Brothers Music. Been working on the finale of The Bad Batch. Quick question. Is it normal to be working on a queue so hard you start crying? That tweet gave a lot of fans a little ambiguous thought / incentive that the ending is going to be somewhat sad for this show. Now, the second tweet we're going to be looking at is a lead animator on The Bad Batch. He also animated Clone Wars, Rebels, and Resistance. His name is Keith Kellogg, and he got a response to his question by someone you may not expect. So the tweet says, "So, what does everyone think? Anyone have any ideas on how this plays out with The Bad Batch as we barrel towards the finale? Will there be sadness, joy, or something else? All I know is I can't wait for you all to see what our amazing crew has created. Enjoy." Now, that may look like an ambiguous tweet, kind of misleading to nothing and maybe not insinuating anything. And this next tweet response is made by none other than Sam Witwer. And if you do not know the name, Sam Witwer is the voice of Darth Maul. Sam Witwer replies, "I think it's gonna wind up being all just a big misunderstanding. And I predict that the ending of The Bad Batch in my theory for this whole video is that I will be correct and Hunter will convince Crosshair to abandon the Empire. And I think Crosshair will help Hunter escape. And I think in the mix of everything, in the last episode of The Bad Batch, when the crew arrives to save Hunter, that there will be a huge misunderstanding between The Bad Batch and Hunter and Crosshair. And I do believe that Crosshair will be killed by a friendly. I don't know who this will be. I have my money on Omega, but if you think it's someone else, let me know in the comments below. So this theory has been floating all around my head, and I had to put it into a video and ask that question and present it to you all so we can discuss it and kind of examine it. So let me know in the comments below what you're thinking. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, of course, and make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. But may the Force be with you always.